right, how's everybody doing tonight? I love it. I love it. I love seeing so many people here, so many people that are excited to be here. I assume you're excited to be here because you're here in chat and you're here on time. Sorry for being 1 minute late. There's one specific reason why we are 1 minute late, and you guys can all tell him personally. So when I introduce him, feel free to give him a hard time. But yeah, everybody that's here, I love it. I love it so much. I love seeing an active chat before the stream even starts. It's really, really awesome. Yeah, everybody. Deep Party, Doug, Kaz is here. Trash Can Panda, I love that name. Conti, Michael, everybody. Access Television, Shave Bald, love that. Hopefully you just got out of the shower. Hope you're doing well. Michael, everybody. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love seeing it. If you're watching this after the fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up. Comment on whatever we say that's dumb or good. I don't know if we have any of that. Yeah, share it with your friends, or if you're listening to this on a walk, I hope you're having a good time. So tonight's going to be a good time. Tonight's going to be fun. We have some fun people on here tonight just to speculate and talk, with the key things being Centaur. Obviously, Centaur went on sale today, and just kind of our overall thoughts on that. And then also Venom. You know, we got the Venom hype trailer that went out. And, you know, there really isn't anybody else that I could think of to invite on tonight besides Hadi. Hadi's on tonight, so Hadi's gonna geek out. I can't wait. I should have set up a whole nother scene of just Hadi, because you know, just to give him the entire stage is really what I think would make sense. Kaz, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the super chat there. Appreciate that, bud. But yeah, man, tonight's gonna be a good time. So we'll do our normal introductions. My name is Joel. If this is the first time you happen to see me, my name is Joel. I do this every Wednesday from 10 to midnight. Eastern Daylight Time, and yeah, this is what I do, and I enjoy doing it. I interviewed Keith Elwin last week, and that video is also on the Flipping Out YouTube channel. You should check that out. That was a really fun interview. But yeah, we'll go around the horn. I don't know, whatever. Well, we're gonna go to George first. George, who are you? What do you do? What's the last game of pinball that you played?
My name is George.
Oh, one more thing. George is the reason we're late. Okay, go ahead,
George. Yes, my fault. My name is George. When all my tech actually works, I stream on Twitch under Don't Panic Blip. You can find me Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, really late at night, 10 p.m. Mountain Time to midnight Mountain Time. And the last game of pinball I played was Jurassic Park, right behind me.
Yeah, and that's brand new. That's brand new.
It is.
You just bought that. So what?
Brand new.
We were talking about just a tiny bit before we started the stream up. I know you've had a pro. I know you've had a premium. That is a premium. But I think the last game the last one you had, the playfield was warped, so it just like the outlanes just gobbled it up. And I don't know, how you feeling about this one? Brand new. I mean, just got it out of the box.
It's amazing.
Good answer.
Yeah, the game. Yeah, it's Jurassic Park. It's perfect. Raptor is way easier on the premium.
Okay.
To start. It's just a fantastic game all around. And last night was great. Actually started making some progress again, and it's so cool to see to feel that it's like a Jurassic Park energy as you're playing it. It has just a ridiculous amount of flow. The rules make a lot of sense. I feel comfortable enough with them to describe them as I'm playing, calling shots. It's just, I don't know. Jurassic Park's amazing.
That game, I borrowed it for a little while to stream it. When you're hitting the shots, it's such it's a fun game. And you're right, that progression, that it's somewhat linear, but that progression, the way it builds and just sucks you into that world, it is a lot of fun. It's a harder game. It's a harder game for sure. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and I know we've talked many times, George, and I think you list Jurassic Park right there at the top of your favorite Elwin pin, and just it's not your favorite game overall, is it?
It's favorite game overall, absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm glad you finally got one back.
Yeah. I'm glad to have it back. Thank you.
Michael, man, thanks so much for the super chat and the sticker. There's some fun stuff in here. Let's see what we're doing here tonight. So George, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for being here. You've got quite the lineup now, because I think it's Jurassic Park, Mando, Walking Dead, and Lord of the Rings. Is that right? Is that what I'm seeing?
And you can't see it, Foo Fighters over here.
Foo Fighters, that's right. If you do have Foo Fighters, I'm not telling you to ignore the stream, but play tonight. Make sure you get a game in today, because if you want your little badge Stern's doing a cool thing where they give you a badge in Insider Connected if you play a Foo Fighters on the day that they have a live concert. And so they actually have a concert tonight. It's in Ontario, Canada. And believe it or not, we did originally have Mike with Pinballers lined up to do this because I know he's a big Venom fan. And then he messaged me. He's like, I'm an idiot. I totally forgot that I'm going to see Foo Fighters tonight. So Mike and Lisa and Carter are all watching Foo Fighters tonight, which is pretty cool. Brian Kaz, he sold his Jurassic Park for $4,500. That would be a mistake. That was I know he sold that. I know he sold his Deadpool, but that was years ago. So I don't blame you. Damon, Joel's interview is like the one the other day with Keith, and now put you in the positive for streamers next year. Oh, wow. Appreciate that, man. That's very, very kind. So yeah, go make sure you play Foo Fighters. And I realize I just looked behind and mine's updating. So maybe I'll get one in before the end of the night. I think that's it. I think that's good for no. Let's skip Hadi. I'm saving Hadi for last. I'm so excited. I know he's pumped. I can't wait. But Shawn, go for it, man. Who are you? What do you do? And what was the last game of pinball you play?
I am Shawn, and you can find me on Pride Pinball on Twitch on Wednesday and Friday nights at 8 p.m. Central Time, as well as on Facebook and Instagram. And the last game I played, believe it or not, is this one right here.
Fathom.
Actually,
yes.
Classic Fathom. And right before this stream, I set a new grand champion on Classic.
That is awesome.
Fathom.
So yes, he actually has one of the Haggis made Fathom remakes, and I know that's one of the main reasons I invited Shawn on tonight, because I want to hear his experience, his overall experience with working with Haggis and getting that game from them and all that stuff. So excited to dive into that. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. And last but not least, the one, the only, I hope all pinball people know the love that this guy has for Venom. So I don't know. Think of Hadi from here on out. Every trailer you see, if there's a leaked photo, he's got his volleys ready. Anything and everything, Hadi is ready to go. So Hadi, thank you so much for being on tonight, and I can't wait to hear you talk about Venom.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. I'm Frisco Pinball. I'm Hadi. Venom is just, get it out of the way, it's my favorite Marvel character. I haven't even read, there's so much Venom out there. It's kind of, I was talking with George about this, it's kind of overwhelming sometimes. I am an old school 90s kid that grew up on the Saturday morning cartoons, so I'll get into this later, but Venom's a big thing for me. So the thought of a Venom pin always like blew my mind, like, because it's not that, it's a big character, but it's not like the bigger characters, Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man. It's not on that level. It's big, but anyways, Frisco Pinball. I've got my pins, my collection. I haven't streamed in a while, but you can catch me on Twitch when I do. I did get a new pin. I still haven't premiered it. Just been taking a break, but I'll get back to streaming soon, obviously. I'll be streaming a lot of Venom, and hopefully you enjoy it. I can't wait to see it. I've been trying to talk about it every day for the past year and a half when I heard it was a rumor. And so, yeah, that's it. I've got Godzilla, Stranger Things, AIQ, Thanos is my number 2 character, so I'm getting spoiled here.
Yeah.
Black Knight, Sword of Rage, and what else do I have? Oh, and the new one, which is I'll give you a hint, it's a 80s Bally. So,
well, I know what your second favorite, I know what your favorite game is, one of your favorite games of all time, so I have a thought of what it could be, but we'll see. Yeah. That's awesome, man. I'm so excited for you to be here. I will say, if Zach gets me one, if he gets me a pro early on for me to stream, you are more than welcome to come over. I know I'm just a quick drive, but I'll pick you up from the airport. You can come stream it with me. It'll be great.
I would enjoy that. So thank you.
It would be awesome. All right. Well, tonight, what's on the queue for tonight? We're all reading chat. So if there's anything particular you guys want to talk about, let us know. But I do want to start with Shawn. I want to talk about Centaur. Centaur has obviously been announced. It's been announced. It's been out for a little while, or the announcement was out for a little while. It technically went on sale early this morning in the US. I haven't. Well, here's Haggis.com. I haven't seen anything. So obviously add to cart, as in it looks like we can still buy. So I would say at this point, nothing's sold out. As far as I know, the Oblivion, which is the high-end model, they're only making 50 of those. Dwight Sullivan's in chat, everybody. Dwight, dude, welcome. How are you? We're definitely going to talk about Venom later. And I mean, if you just want to tell us what the entire game is, you're welcome. You're welcome to do that. That would be great. Yes. So Oblivion, I'm a big fan of George too. Oh, good. Look at you, George. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Mervin's here. Man, there's some good people in chat tonight. This is going to be a fun one. So the Orblivion, I know they're only making 50. So the fact that I can see this add to cart button is still available, my guess would be they're not sold out. That would be my guess. I know, what was it? And maybe Zach can correct me. I see straight down the middle is here in chat. There is a distributor in the US. It's Flippin' Out Pinball. There's one distributor in Canada, and then there's one distributor in Europe. So I'm assuming those are kind of split equally between those, and then I would guess the rest of the group is by directly from Haggis. So Shawn, when you bought your game, did you go directly to Haggis, or how did you? And we're talking about Fathom. How did you buy Fathom?
I bought this directly from Haggis. In fact, I actually bought it like 2 weeks after they went on sale, because back then, in order to order early, you had to be a member of Clan Haggis, and I was not.
Okay.
So when I saw that they were still on sale 2 weeks after, I said, you know what? I'm going to get me one of those.
And you did.
I did. Yeah. And you know why? A couple reasons why I decided to go with one is because, number one, there are no like early 80s games to play on location around here. They're all fairly modern games. And I've actually, until I got this Fathom, have never played an early solid state Bally game. So it's been a lot of fun. The fat flippers are definitely different for me.
Yep.
And so that's one reason why I wanted to get one, because hey, it's a old game with modern technology in it, right?
For sure.
And then the second thing is Haggis was able to produce and ship their Celts games. So to me, they had proved themselves as a functioning manufacturer.
So you took the plunge. That's crazy. You took the plunge
Yes.
on a game. Not only had you never played a Fathom game, you'd never played any game of that era, and you just said, let's give it a shot. And so I know you bought it. How long from the day you put, so you went directly through Haggis. And well, here real quick, I do see Zach there in chat says Flippin' Out currently has 4 spots left for the Centaur Beast Edition. So that would be the normal model. I think Zach sold out already of his allocation of the Orblivion. So he's already sold all the top tier model, which is awesome.
How much is the Beast Edition in US? I'm curious.
10 or so.
16,969 as of today.
That's
the Beast Edition is 10,181.
10,181. Okay. So roughly $10,200.
Yeah.
Yep. That's awesome. What did you pay for your Fathom?
I did not go back and look that up before the stream, but it was roughly $7,500.
And that was including shipping no,
not including the shipping. I did pay $1,800 to get it shipped here via DHL.
So realistically, if this Centaur is posted at $10,200, wait, DHL is that the cheapest, or no? You flew it over, right?
That's air freight.
Air freight.
Oh, so there is a cheaper option potentially, or no?
Well, the cheaper option is to wait until Haggis has enough games ready to ship to Planetary Pinball in Nevada to fill up a 40-foot container.
Yeah, and then you still have to pay shipping from there. Well,
then you pay shipping from from Planetary.
I did I see there was somewhere on here that I thought it said free shipping. Maybe it's free shipping to Planetary, but then you have to pay for the shipping from Planetary to you. Yeah, so
that is correct.
Yeah. So you're looking at, I don't know, probably $600 for shipping once you're in the. Okay, so the $1,800. Yeah, so it's not cheap, is what I'm hearing. It's not particularly cheap.
Shipping is not cheap.
Yeah. So let's talk about that then. So your overall experience, I know I asked this on TPN and you actually did an incredibly good write-up on it. Just your overall experience with Haggis in general, the quality of the build, all that stuff. I mean, go for it.
In general, of course, now it did take 26 months to get my game.
Yep.
And that's after I decided to choose the air shipping option. But I don't have a problem with that, as I've heard other people may, because I know that Australia was under very strict lockdown, which Damien talked about in a recent interview.
Yeah, Carrie Hardy. Yep.
The Carrie Hardy interview, which I did make some notes on that one. So they had issues even after they put the games on sale with lockdown. So I kind of give them a pass in that regard. They are a small company. They're still learning how to do this. This is their first game of this design. And let's not forget, they basically remanufactured the entire game.
Yeah,
Re-engineered it, I should say.
Because there's no like CAD drawings or anything at
Right.
that era. Yeah. Don's Pinball Podcast is here, man. Welcome, Don. Sorry. Go ahead.
They're building their own mechanisms, and they have their own
Everything.
everything they have basically engineered except for the fast boards. As far as the build quality, man, when I opened up the box, now I had seen the prototype at Expo in Chicago. We saw the two that were at TPF this year. I purposely did not play them at TPF.
Okay.
I didn't even want to get close to them. I wanted that surprise when I got mine, right?
Oh, that's some self-control.
And
Yeah.
when I first opened up the box, I was just blown away just looking at the freaking coin door. And then once I took the cardboard box off, it was just, the way it was packed was amazing. They had freaking plastic. I should have brought one over. Plastic corner protectors on certain corners of the game just to keep it from getting dinged up. The cardboard box that it came in is like at least twice the thickness of any other pinball machine I've ever bought new in box. Just the finish is amazing. I did not want to play it once I got it set up. I didn't even want to peel the protective plastic off the side rails. I was afraid to, because I'm a clumsy person.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid I'm going to scratch the hell out of this game. And these side decals are amazing. All of the polished stainless steel is just incredible. And the playfield is amazing.
Yeah.
It looks, I mean,
and that's the playfield for people
wanna
that don't know. It's wood, but then there's a layer of some sort of acrylic or something on top of it, and they print on the underside of that. So there's no way it can dimple, dent, scratch. Well, it could scratch, but like you're never gonna get chipping or any like.
Yeah.
It's a flaw. It's like a sheet of glass, the playfield, and it's gonna stay that way, which is
just about
yeah.
It's, excuse me. It's I'm, like I said, I'm really blown away. I even think, I'm not sure, I haven't tested my theory, but I even think the playfield glass is thicker than our games.
The
back glass alone is super heavy.
Yeah.
And it is amazing. The quality and the colors, it just, the whole machine is just a work of art.
Yeah. The quality, I know I played it at TPF. I was really impressed by that as well. That's good to hear, because I know some of these, you know, when you buy from a smaller manufacturer that doesn't have as much experience, you kind of worry about that. You know, how is the build quality, or how proven is this game? I mean, the fast boards, those have been out for a while. I feel like those are pretty reliable, but it sounds like they, as a company, have kind of gone the extra mile to make sure what they've built is meeting their or exceeding anybody's expectations.
It's amazing. And if you open up once you open up the play, and I'm not sure how the original Fathom playfield was. I assume it was like some of my other games where it was just hinged. They actually put the playfield on rollers, so you can pull it forward and then tilt it back up onto the back box, which is super nice.
Yeah.
Everything underneath, the computer, the fast boards, the power supply, all covered by an acrylic or a polycarbonate of some sort that, of course, they laser etch. They've gone to the extra detail. They've done what was necessary, and then they took it one step further on everything that they've done. It's got 5 speakers in it. It's got a separate amplifier in the back of the game. There's no electronics in the head at all. It's only the light insert.
Where are the
panel.
5 speakers? I'm assuming there's
There
a
are
cabinet one, so
2
one down at, but where are the,
there-
yeah.
2 pointed at the bottom. Then there's one in the middle, and then there are 2 pointed up. And I guess the sound is supposed to come through the grill in the neck.
Yeah.
So there are 2 pointed up at that.
Nice. Nice. Well, I
So,
know. Yeah. That was nice or encouraging to read on the TPN forum of like, it sounds like, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like you support Haggis and what they're doing. It sounds like, yes.
No doubt about it. And I would not hesitate if I weren't broke, I would buy a Centaur
So that was going to be my next question. After
in a heartbeat.
after you've been blown away by the quality of Fathom, are you tempted? You would say you would consider it, but it's just
I would definitely, actually, to be honest, I would not just buy the Centaur, but I would go ahead and buy the series ticket for the next 4 games.
Oh, you'd commit to
for
it.
the
Yeah.
Centaur and the
Yeah.
3 beyond that. I would do that. I would
Awesome.
commit to it.
Don,
That's how much faith I have in them. And not only that, but this is fun to play too.
yeah, no, it's actually a good
It's
game.
not it's
Yeah.
just not a beautiful box of lights sitting in here. I like playing the game. In fact, for 2 weeks I played it every day.
Yeah, Don, thank you so much for the super chat. I know check out Pride Pinball on YouTube. There are videos of him streaming it, which is awesome. But yeah, so that does lead us to our next game, which is Centaur. Centaur's announced they are for sale right now. Like I said earlier, if you want one, reach out to Zach at Flippin' Out. He's got 4 left. 4 left. They went on sale today. The LCD screen's in the topper, or not in the topper, in the apron. What are your thoughts on that? You like that? Is it
I do.
weird?
It's hard for me to get accustomed to looking at the apron for information when I'm so used to looking at the DMDs or the LCD screens in the back boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of information that they put on here. And even in the classic game, they still translate information onto the LCD. So you can still see what your multiplier is, your score, balls locked, all that information is still right there in front of you. And on the left screen shows mostly instructions.
Okay.
And also in your battles, your health meter are there. And then the right side shows you your score, and then things that you can accomplish, or the state of the game is all right there for you.
Nice. To interrupt this train of thought, we have a very good question. Kaz is asking, and this is a good question for the chat. Which song's better? The Space Hunt the song or the Centaur song? Because I will tell you, the Centaur song, if anybody's listened to Rammstein, the song Du Hast, like, this music is very much influenced in, like, you can see a direct correlations there. I'm guessing George hates it. That would be my guess. I could be wrong.
I actually haven't heard it.
Oh,
Every time I've gone to watch the video, I'm always in a spot where I'm like in a meeting or I can't actually have the sound on. I haven't actually heard it.
I don't think I have it routed to do that. I think I could make that happen. I think we could share that with the stream. But yeah, let me work on this. No, it's something. It's I
definitely heard about it on podcasts recently. I can't remember. Oh, it was Loser Kids. Josh went off, I feel like, on Centaur in the song. Don't they say something like half man, half machine, a repeated phrase?
Let's see. Do you hear that? No. I'm guessing no. Okay. I'm going to try to mess up the entire stream and enable this to work, but I can figure this out. But or can I figure this out? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. No, you could. They could hear it. You guys can't. So that sucks. I can make it so the stream can hear it, but you can't. That was the whole point, George. I'm just going to play this for the stream because it's that good. But it's yeah, hopefully the stream can hear it. Jeez. Loud and clear. It's an awesome. It's It's I don't know. You've heard Rammstein, haven't you, George?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So the lyrics are, "I'm a monster, and I have the power. I'll turn you into a slave and a coward. I'm a half man, so, you know, half a machine. Shoot for the empire. Shoot for the queen." Here we go. There we go. Yeah, man. It's
So it rhymes.
it's something.
Hi,
Good.
Shawn.
George is listening to it now. Yeah. All right, that's probably enough of that. But it's George is listening to it now. You have to wear a helmet and a jacket while listening to a song. Yeah, so that is an interesting thing. If you buy an Oblivion version of the game, you get an airbrushed motorcycle helmet and an airbrushed jacket. Are you upset, Shawn, that you did not get an airbrushed jacket with your Fathom game?
For the Fathom, it should have come with a scuba diving kit.
Yeah.
You know, which yes, I am. No,
No,
I'm
you're not
going
upset about
scuba
that?
diving anytime soon. Does that make me want to buy the Oblivion edition? No.
No. Okay. Well, let's pull this up. I am curious about people's thoughts on just the look of the game because, to tell you the truth, I've only played a Centaur a few times, and my entire goal was just to get multi-ball because this is a single level playfield that does have a multi-ball built in, and there are aspects of the game that you can like build the multiplier of the multi-ball, or you can do more than one. I don't know. There's logic there. I just wanted to get the multi-ball. Les is asking who did the music. It's some band in Australia. I know Martin Roberts, who works for Haggis. He did something with music like before he did all this, and so I'm assuming he had some connection. But it's some band in that. I don't know. Initial thoughts, because the only thing that I knew about Centaur was it had multi-ball, which was kind of revolutionary for what it was, that its timing. And then it also was like a black and white art package. And what I'll tell you is watching this video, it's not very black and white. Like they've added a lot of color. Here. Do you know off the top of your head? I mean, there weren't red bulbs in the original, right? I mean, did they do like normal white bulbs and they put the little red rubbers on them to like make them? I don't. Was the original game just black and white, or was there red in the original game? Does anybody know that?
The
Does chat know
inserts
that?
were colored.
Okay.
The art was black and white. The inserts were colored just as they are on this one.
So this was red in the
The-
middle. These were green over here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What you're seeing here is the fact that they've added LEDs throughout, RGB LEDs, so like in the pop bumpers.
Yep.
And then the Queen's Chamber over on the left,
Left.
they've added some extra LED lighting in there.
Yeah, and they did it like a
Um,
strobing kind of pattern kind of thing.
What I've noticed is kind of misleading in this game is that the plastics have red plastic protectors.
Oh, okay. So that makes
So
sense.
it's
Yeah.
making it look a little bit more red than it actually is.
Okay, because I didn't know if these green arrows, and I probably could have just looked, but I didn't. Like these are blue down here. I didn't know if the inserts were actually if they did something there. But you're saying no. It seems. I'm assuming when you put it in classic mode, like when you put your Fathom in classic mode, what do the bulbs look like? Are they all just white?
It looks like standard Fathom.
Just a like kind of a. Do they
I
do?
don't know
Is
if
it a
it's in
cool white?
plastic right now. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
okay.
it, but do what?
Is it a cool? Oh, but it's the inserts in the. Okay, maybe that's a question. The inserts that are in the playfield of your Fathom, are they actually colored, or are all the inserts clear and they're achieving that color through RGB?
No, the inserts are colored like the original playfield inserts.
Okay.
You got to keep in mind there are no inserts in this game because of their playfield technology. All the inserts are printed
Okay. All right.
because they have that acrylic layer or the polycarbonate layer over the wood playfield and the art sandwiched in between.
So they
So
printed
there are
some sort of.
technically no inserts in this.
Huh, interesting. So they printed some sort of translucent color that the light's shining through. But you
Yeah.
have inserts on the playfield like yours that shine green, and they're always green. They're not.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Now the actual LEDs can affect the color
Sure.
of the inserts.
Uh-huh.
But no, like in the classic version, it looks just like an original Fathom as
Interesting.
far as the lighting goes.
That's pretty slick.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know I think everything. I'm curious, like these flippers down here, because your flipper bats are blue, right? In your Fathom, they're not like these flipper bats are red. I don't know if that's standard or not, but I mean,
I think it is.
okay. So they made, besides the playfield protectors or the plastic protectors that are red, you're saying visually what we're seeing here, and then obviously the LEDs that are in here or the LEDs over here. Visually, though, pretty much everything we're seeing is rather close to the original game. That's
Yes.
nice. Okay. I hope, chat, when you guys do play Centaur for the first time, you wear a black hoodie and make sure the hood is up. That is an important. That is clearly important stage step to play. I don't know. I'm excited to play this. I have no doubt that this will play well. I know Carrie Hardy did a reaction video. Carrie Hardy 1 has a motorcycle. I know he's into motorcycles. 2, apparently this is a game that he just loves. Like he just loves the game. So if this happens to be a game that you're all in on, like Shawn, I assumed you had played a Fathom before. I assumed Fathom was like one of your highest rated. No, you just took a chance on it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that
And I've never seen her play the Centaur either.
But you'd buy it if you had the money.
But I've seen videos of it. I've seen like the Papa tutorial with Bowen.
Yeah.
No, Bowen didn't do that one. Bowen did the Fathom tutorial. Somebody did a gameplay from Papa. And I've also seen it in tournaments. I always thought the multi-ball ball launch mechanism was interesting, and I'm surprised to learn that Haggis has copied that mechanism.
Yeah.
Instead of just using the auto launcher. By the way, this game has the quietest auto launcher I've ever heard. But instead of just using modern auto launcher technology, they're actually putting the flap in the shooter lane to launch the multi-balls.
The extra ball. Yeah, they tried to. Yeah. Yeah.
So they're trying to stay as faithful to the original game as they possibly can.
Zach, I have a question for you if you're still in chat, and maybe you can or cannot talk about this. This is the Orblivion edition. The Orblivion edition, so this is a high-end model. There's only 50 available. They have a colorized version of the playfield. They have a colorized version of the playfield. That is an option. You don't have to take it. You can still get the black and white version of the playfield if that's what you want. So, Zach, the question for you is, if you care to share, what percentage of your Orblivion allotment did people... I don't know if they've even asked it yet, but I'm curious, do you know how many people asked for the colored playfield over the black and white? I don't know. Maybe that's not a thing that they're asking about yet, but that'll be really interesting if there's only 50 in the world and it comes out that only 5 people bought the colored one. Then boom, you've got a pretty rare game. There's art blades in this one. It's a different topper. There's laser etched. The side rails are different. I think these drop targets I'm seeing are black, while the other ones were white. Zach, haven't asked anyone yet, but I already had 20% of our allotment asked for color without me asking. So they've already said. So, okay. So I would assume if you're a Fathom diehard, or not a Fathom, if you're a Centaur diehard, I feel like you'd probably want the black and white. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? Is that
I would.
You'd stick with the original art?
And for the record, and even Carrie Hardy pointed this out, this is not the first time that anybody's colorized the Centaur playfield.
Oh, there's other remakes or like
CPR, Classic Playfield Reproductions in Canada. They did a colored version of Centaur playfield.
Okay.
And the only thing is, Damien did point out that their version that they've done, the colors are not exactly the same as what CPR did.
Interesting.
I will say, just looking at the photos, they're very close.
Well, I mean, you can only, it would be interesting. It's like, this main dude here, he's kind of a yellowish orange in the color, like did CPR.
Her hair is the part that I noticed was different between the two versions.
Okay, but I don't know. This is hers is like blue, kind of a bluish purple.
Yeah, the CPR version, her hair was more purple.
Got it.
And
Zach,
right there, it looks more blue.
I want to dislike the color, I really do, but I think it looks good and it helps stand out with there only being 50. Plus, likely only 20 will go color. Interesting point. Dwight
Yeah.
Sullivan here, he said, because he was he did the code on Munsters, and I know there was what was it? Munsters Premium was black and white. The LE was colored, but I think at some point in time they changed. They changed where you actually had an option where you could get black and white if you
Premium.
wanted, and he's saying about 50-50 for the black and white game, which yeah, interesting. I don't know. It looks like an amazing game. I think what we've learned now that more and more Fathoms have come out, the build quality is awesome. The games seem to be reliable and consistent. It's probably going to take you a while. A lot of people are comparing Haggis to CGC in that aspect. Like, you're going to get a really nice, well-bit game. You're going to get a well-built game. You're going to get a nice game. It just be prepared to pay for it and be prepared to wait for it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So if Centaur is a game that you're passionate about, this is the best version you're probably ever going to have a chance to buy. And we haven't even talked about the 2.0 code. Shawn, what's been your experience with the 2.0 code? Which version of Fathom do you find yourself playing more, classic or the new code?
I play Fathom is a brutal game, so it kicks my butt.
Yep.
And so I keep playing the new rules, the 2.0 rules. The code is good. There may be a few things that I might have suggestions about,
Okay.
but the objectives in the game are pretty freaking awesome.
Okay.
And I'll be very lucky if I ever get to the wizard mode.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty brutal game, which is interesting because like Pulp Fiction just got announced, and most people that play Pulp Fiction are like, this is a pretty hard game. Even Josh Sharp has talked about, who's doing the code, talked about like he's only seen the wizard mode once or twice, and then Bond 60th, similar, so very brutal game, but the wizard mode's there. You just got to work for it. You got to work for it to get to it. Thoughts on the topper? I was surprised to see this. I don't know. I just don't ever see toppers in this era of pins. So I don't know, if Fathom would have had a topper, would you have put it on, or would you? I don't know.
Now, supposedly Fathom is going to get a topper.
Oh,
there is supposed to be. Now, of course, it's not part of the package, but there is supposed to be a topper coming for Fathom, and it's supposed to be awesome. That's all I know about it.
Are you tempted to buy one? Would you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If it is, now I'll be honest, I was surprised to see these two toppers, and I don't know if they're blowing me away.
Well, it's interesting because I mean, Stern gets a lot of hate for their toppers. Not the Mando one, Dwight Sullivan. Nice job on that. But I know when toppers are flat plastics, people are like, well, I don't want a layered flat plastic topper, and that's kind of what you're getting here. On the Oblivion version, that looks like they have, I don't know what they call it. It's one of those discs that kind of shoots out the little
plasma disc.
Plasma disc, yeah. So that's something that isn't a flat plastic, but the majority of the rest of the topper is just layered. You can kind of see it over there on the left. Like, this is just a few layers of flat plastic. So I don't know. It's just interesting that Stern will get hate. Like, why is Godzilla not this massive creature with moving parts and blah blah blah? And yet, I don't know. I haven't really been all over the Centaur forums, but
I've never had a Stern topper I didn't like. So
yeah. I know all four of us. Yeah, Mike's not here. All four of us are Stern topper fans. So I know. Yeah, you have the Elvira topper, Shawn. I know that. Hadi's got all of it.
I had Guardians, had Avengers.
Yeah.
All of my Sterns, with the exception of Ghostbusters, have had toppers on them, and I've not been disappointed. And of course, they're all interactive in some way, and these are going to be interactive in some way too. So
yeah.
Did Fathom have 250 games, or the Mermaid version just 50, or was it a larger number?
Mermaid was 250, and then they but that was the upper edge version, and then They had the classic edition, which Damien said they didn't sell any of.
So
Yeah.
they basically
in the
went
original
down
series.
on their super edition from 250 to 50, and then they made the
Well, actually, they added a level above this.
okay, gotcha.
So
Okay,
the Mermaid and the Beast are the same level.
gotcha.
The Oblivion is a step higher now.
It's like the SLE of Batman 66.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I said it earlier in the chat. Zach was flipping out. He's the only distributor here in the U.S. He currently has 4 left. So at least if you're going to buy direct from somebody in the U.S., there's your guy. I don't know Nitro Pinball in Canada. If you happen to be Canadian, no idea. Europe, I don't know the distributor, but there is one. Otherwise, you're buying straight from Haggis. I know Squalito. I know he's in Australia, so you can buy from Haggis and get it right there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see the game. I'm hoping they'll have one at I'm assuming they will at Chicago Pinball Expo, so we'll have a chance to play it. But yeah, I know there are some diehard Centaur fans that were probably really excited, really pumped to see this game. The other rumored game was 8-Ball Deluxe, and I'm curious. I know I've had an 8-Ball Deluxe. I enjoy 8-Ball Deluxe. But do I want to pay $10,200 for an 8-Ball Deluxe? I don't know. But
For this quality,
if that's
and the additional rule set, I would say you probably would.
if it's a game you care about or a game you're excited about, yeah, for sure. Time for the host to get hosted. Here we go. What? Oh, is Zach? What's he complaining about?
Hosted meaning Venom. I'm guessing.
Got it.
Oh,
I see what he did. Look at that transition. Solid, Zach. But yeah, so there you go. Centaur. I'm excited to play it. Did I buy one? No. And it sounds like though, Shawn, you've given it your blessing, but you unfortunately you don't have the cash to do that right now. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, let's go. Let's go to our next topic. Next topic is Venom. And let's just go ahead and start. We're just going to do this just to get Hadi's blood pumping here. We're going to go ahead and just watch this real quick. Well, like I said, this is really for Hadi. Here you go. So I have the sound turned off. They do a really good job at going really quickly here. So we're going to go slow. And try to break down. I mean, Hadi, tell me that's 10 seconds. That's all Stern had to give you is 10 seconds. Tell me what's going on. What do you have behind you?
This was just posted on Pinside. This said someone posted this and said this is an image from. I can't tell. I don't remember much of. I know I love the original Spider-Man from Stern.
Mm-hmm.
Someone just posted this and said, I don't remember this on that Spider-Man playfield. So I don't know if this is a rumored pick, a leaked potato pick, but that looks like a Venom. It's in the next Stern thread. Yeah, it's the last post.
That is from Stern Spider-Man, is what people are saying.
Yeah, it looks like it, right?
Wait a second. It has metal ramps.
Yeah.
The normal Stern original version has plastic ramps. Does the Vault have metal ramps?
I don't
remember.
remember.
That's the Vault Edition figurine, is what Zach is saying.
Okay.
It's also reversed angle. You're seeing it, the image flipped.
Is this an original figurine, or is this a third-party figurine from that pin? I don't remember seeing that. But,
why? Because you'd have it. You'd buy it.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I'll change it to my first one. I just
Awesome.
thought that was interesting.
People are saying, Vault Edition, Okay, good. Okay, so we can breathe. You know, we're not. But okay, so let's break this down a little bit. And what is you said the kineticists? They probably do this. How do you spell that?
I sent you the link in our chat. If you go to their article, it does a pretty good job of identifying some of the characters that you can pull from the quick trailer. Just some of the characters that you'll see. There's a lot of core characters, obviously, and you can see it when you pull it up.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited to see as many characters from the lore as possible. There's so many, and there's a lot of expounding upon that Marvel is doing. You saw it in the latest Thor movie with the introduction of the all-black sword and Gore, and the all-black sword is from Null, who is basically the original king of the symbiotes, which is what Venom is. In case you don't know Venom, it's an alien symbiote. It takes over you. You're the host. And one of the reasons I love the lore of Venom is because it amplifies who you are. So if you have a person that's an anti-hero and you have a redemption arc, it's cool to see them sort of fight against the initial sort of amplification of their negative qualities.
Brooklyn Pin's pointing out spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. Yeah, no.
Like Flash Thompson is a bully, right?
Yeah.
And maybe he goes through a redemption arc. Flash Thompson is Spider-Man's bully, and he becomes Agent Thompson, which is a character that's in this trailer. So I am hoping for this pin, I'm hoping sort of a Turtles-esque approach where you get to choose a Venom character. Obviously, Venom would be cool. But yeah, we can go ahead through this article and you can see him.
Dwight is correcting you. Dwight's here saying Agent Venom. Yeah,
Agent Venom.
Yeah,
what I would assume, being that Dwight is here, is Impossible Mode will probably make its way into the game, because that's been in every Dwight game for the last 2 games. What else? He did not do a pick your character type situation in Mando, but there will definitely be some sort of cool. He had with Mando, he had a really cool system of like leveling up your character and building that up. So it'll be interesting to see what's going on here. Anyone think Dwight has a Venom banner in his background base? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Dwight said yes. He said yes to something. I don't. I'm excited. But let's
your character. I think that's perfect for the Venom universe. There's so many different villains, heroes, anti-heroes you can choose from. It's such a deep universe.
Yeah. Well, let's look at some of those characters real quick. And somebody did, G Money and some other people have said it. What would be the music of this? That's an interesting question. I don't necessarily know. I obviously enjoy games that are kind of a pump you up kind of music, I hope they're doing that. But what's interesting is if we look back to last year at Comic-Con, they had Todd McFarlane, who's the creator of Venom, but they also had Ozzy Osbourne. So is there a chance that Ozzy Osbourne is somehow built into this?
And also, the company that is sharing the booth with Stern, it was like Phoenix Rising, part of their portfolio is Rebellion Music. I think that has an alternate link, and they represent musicians and bands there. And one of the band's name is Venom.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm assuming that if it's not Ozzy, it's going to be within their portfolio of music.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they created that LLC this year. I was sending Knapp the articles of incorporation to try and figure out.
He was giving you a lot of love. Brian Cosner said it's Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne is who's doing the visit. I did see this. So here's a screen. These are all just screenshots of the trailer because the trailer is really quick. So
and shout out to Matt in chat, because I do know I think he was one of the first to grab all of these and post them on Pinside, and this is where I got a lot of the screenshots that I was posting in the Discord.
And I remember seeing this. So that down here, that's Miles Morales. So the big question was, if this is Venom, which Venom he's one of the villains in the Spider-Man universe, is there any way from a licensing standpoint that like Spider-Man wouldn't be in the game? Like, that was kind of a question. Do you think we will see normal characters? And it makes you wonder, well, if there's a chance you're playing villain, I assume you got to battle somebody, right? So I don't know. Is there a chance we're going to see Spider-Man or potentially some sort of X-Men character or other Marvel Avenger? I don't know. Hulk? I don't know. But I
think so, because I think you can't have, there's a Super Nintendo game, Maximum Carnage, where you team up with Spider-Man and Venom to take on Carnage. Carnage is generally the main foe for,
which is this guy.
I would say, this in the symbiote universe. I mean, there's a lot more now with Null being the god of the symbiotes and his dragon symbiotes. But if you're going for broad theme, you're looking at Carnage, Venom, and Spider-Man, and they have the picture of Black Suit Spider-Man, which is
this.
the first appearance of the symbiote is Spider-Man getting the alien suit in like issue 252, and then Venom is in issue 300. So everybody thinks it's like this brand new technology, but it turns out to be the symbiote. So I think from a broad perspective, and even looking at the 90s cartoon, you've got Venom, Spider-Man, and Carnage, and it follows the same story. And then obviously as time went on, they introduced a lot more deeper lore, like me and George were talking about the Deadpool, symbiote. But I would imagine, and I see Doppelganger there.
What's his deal? He has multiple arms right here.
He's basically a beefed up, stronger version of Spider-Man, like sort of like if Spider-Man were an actual creature. And he was in the Maximum Carnage video game, which again, if you have an emulator, I'm not saying go pirate it, make sure you own the actual game. Play Maximum Carnage for Super Nintendo. It's one of the best Spider-Man video games I played. Maybe I have nostalgia goggles on, but it was a lot of fun. And Doppelganger's there, Carnage is there, Shriek is there. There's a ton of good characters, and
So go ahead, go George.
I want to ask Hadi a question because we see Carnage, but there's also Dark Carnage as a part of the Absolute Carnage series. Yeah. And I don't know if that shows up in this article at some point, but
the Carnage ones where I know we saw Riot. It looks like there's Riot. Scream is there. Anti-Venom is more than likely, I would imagine, if you're going to be playing as Venom, you're probably going to be playing as Anti-Venom, or at least it's a character. I think if you're Anti-Venom, it would be kind of cool if they had this thing where, maybe a shot gets infected with the symbiote, and as Anti-Venom, you're there to cleanse that shot and clear it. So it's sort of, becoming the hero, maybe going from villain and fighting off Spider-Man to go into Anti-Venom and trying to become a hero. So,
from the video, there's a different version of Carnage that there's a circle on his head, and that's Dark Carnage. I don't think the picture was taken here though.
Yeah, it might have been in one of the multiple screenshots that I was posting from Matt's screen grabs.
From my reading, Dark Carnage is like the ultimate baddie where Carnage goes and tries to grab. I think he's going after everyone who's ever had a symbiote attached to them and grabs a piece of that leftover piece to create like the ultimate symbiote after he's resurrected by the Kull or Null or whatever his name is, that god.
Yeah. So Null. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I just like
love this.
That's like the epic battle, right? Like what was that like?
Grabs Null a codex is what Dwight's saying.
Yeah. So Null, if you want to know who created the symbiotes, it's basically Null was this god before the Big Bang in the Marvel universe, one of the Big Bangs, I guess. And Null was all dark. His world is all dark. And then all of a sudden the Big Bang happens and light is created. So dark, obviously every sort of story hates light. And so what he does is he grabs this goo or this part of the abyss. He takes his sword and he goes and he kills a god. And from that god's head, he helps forge this weapon, which is the all black, which is part of the story in the latest Thor movie, to kill gods. And then the symbiotes derive from there. And that came later from the original introduction of the symbiotes. And so with Dark Carnage, there's also this connection to the Red Goblin, who is Norman Osborn with the symbiote. And again, the whole idea of the symbiotes is they amplify who you are. With Carnage, Cletus Cassidy was a serial killer. So a symbiote bonding to him makes him ultimately dangerous. And so after Red Goblin, I believe that's where Dark Carnage gets this sort of start, and where he's grabbing everybody's power. And Null has this like force of dragon symbiotes, and they're kind of, if you think about like The Hobbit, and obviously your main character, Smaug, right? That's his name. I'm not too deep into the lore of The Hobbit, but these giant symbiote dragons, and so that's where we go from there.
Wow.
But that is a good pull. I didn't see the circle there, so I'm assuming that's going to be, hopefully Dark Carnage is in it as well.
So
Because there's a lot of characters. That's the thing with the lore.
Grendel
like
and
you said,
Beowulf are dragons. Dwight's coming in here with the lore. Dwight, when you hit the start button, is there like a title, like a story screen that gives me all the back it doesn't start with, it starts with like I need the introduction just like in a movie when I start to play. Ray Day's here too. Look at him go.
Yeah, Grendel and Beowulf are Null's, I think, symbiote
20
dragons.
pages. 20 pages. It'll be built into the rules PDF. It'll be the lore at the beginning. I do know this page is a picture of, this is Spider-Man. This is Spider-Man when he first got Venom on him. So Spider-Man is in the game. Will we see him in his actual red suit? I don't know. But Spider-Man's in the game. We know that's Carnage. There's more Carnage.
Spider-Man with the Venom symbiote during that 90s cartoon was just so awesome to me because he sort of, I know we all have the Tobey Maguire walking down the street meme in Spider-Man 3.
One, yeah.
Yeah, but the Spider-Man in the 90s cartoon, when he gets the alien symbiote, is just so badass. And honestly, as a 12, 13-year-old kid, I was like, holy crap. This guy's going to...
Ray Day is on the Venom team and kicking butt.
Oh, my God.
Dwight Sullivan, calm down, Hadi. Hadi, calm down. Calm down, Hadi. Ray Day, man. Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Ray Day's just crushing it, man. Crushing it with Foo. Crushing it with Rush. Oh wait, I don't say positive things about Ray on stream. No, that's exciting. That's exciting, Dwight. That's exciting. Well done, Ray. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's kind of a big deal.
No, you're good.
That's kind of a big deal. Yeah.
That is big news. That is breaking news, and we love to see more Ray Day code. He's obviously killing it.
Awesome Hot Pocket Wizard mode. Let's go, Ray. Oh, Shawn had to walk away for that one. Yeah. That's awesome. Hadi, what are your initials? Your 3 initials that you put in on a pinball machine?
HSA.
Hey, HSA. Dwight, Ray. If you want to see a grown man cry, if you want to slide those into
your Venom lore champion.
You can put something in Insider Connected on that.
Yeah, that's all. Okay, so we got Spider-Man here. So what were you saying? This guy back here, he's one of the guys that has the little squirrely.
That's the one George was talking about. Dark Carnage.
Yeah,
Dark Carnage. Okay, and then Doppelganger, and then this is Miles Morales. So that's another version of Spider-Man. Who is this? Sorry, go ahead, George.
Gwenom. I believe that's Gwenom, right?
Gwenom.
That looks like Gwenom to me.
Yeah.
So like Gwen Stacy or Ghost Spider. What's funny is I watched Spider-Man the animated series when I was a kid. I watched it and then I forgot a lot of it. And then now my son, who's 3, loves Spider-Man and his amazing friends. It's like it's literally a little kid show, but it's Spider-Man, it's Miles Morales, and it's Gwen Stacy. So like all of a sudden I'm back immersed in the Spider-Man Gwendom. Yep, Dwight's on it.
Gwenom is Earth 65. So obviously, if you're caught up with the Marvel universe, we're in the multiverse stage where there's different timelines and stuff. And Gwenom gets bit by the radioactive spider, finds the symbiote, and goes through her own whole, sort of series. Spider-Man Gwenom or Spider-Man Gwen.
Awesome. Hey, Hadi, Ray's asking, did you book a flight to SDC? Are you going to San Diego Comic-Con?
I'm in the Grand Foyer right now. This is the green screen. I'm hiding in the OC Pinball booth.
The swirl dudes are drones of carnage, and we call them infected. So they must be baddies or whatever that you're fighting throughout the game.
Okay, gotcha. Because there's also like the Life Foundation, and that's where we get the 5 symbiotes. And you saw a couple of them in the Venom movie from 2018. We had, obviously, Riot was the main antagonist. And there was also, I believe, there were 2 other ones. Shriek, maybe, and Phage made an appearance, but I'm not sure.
This is her, right? Shriek?
Or Scream.
Scream, what's her name?
Scream, sorry,
Scream.
Not Shriek. Shriek is for Maximum Carnage. That's Scream. So there's Scream, the Life Foundation. So the main story with the Life Foundation, which is a big one, was 5 offspring of Venom. They take his symbiote and create children, and it's Scream, Lasher, Phage, Riot, and Agony. And then Toxin is the spawn of Carnage, and Toxin was one of the more powerful ones later on.
I'm texting my Triple Drain Loser Kid group and letting them know Ray Day is on Venom so that they can freak out. Dude, that's awesome. That's exciting, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Scream, and then I think something happens to her, and then a symbiote comes out called Silence, which is sort of like the opposite of Scream, but she teams up with Agent Venom. I forgot. There's so much.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is sick that they have all of this brought
That's
into
why-
the game.
That's why I hope people take a chance on this, because I know it's, for me, I have a strong feeling. I love Eddie's pins. I just played an attorney and I really fell in love with TMNT. So thank you, Dwight.
It's because it's a great game.
Yeah, and I just think this is
Yeah.
going to be a really fun. I know the theme isn't for everybody, but I hope people will take a chance on it and look at it and see how, when we get the reveal of the layout. But there's just a lot you can do with Venom, and I hope people take a chance on it, because there's a lot of cool stuff in it.
So, drones of Carnage. So it makes that sound like if Carnage has his own minions.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's going to be, yeah. I wonder if the characters will be like Miles, Spider-Man, Venom, versus Carnage, his minions. Because Scream, she's bad.
Scream.
She's bad, right?
Well,
Or does she ever have a good side?
The Life Foundation children, Scream, Lasher, Phage, Riot, Agony, they all have their own rebellion stage after being created. The Venom lore is about, getting infected, being consumed with vengeance, and then going through your redemption phase. It's just a lot of the stories end up like that, and that's comic books.
Yeah.
In general. But that's what I love about it, because I love just Venom as the character. He's just like this American Gladiator version of Spider-Man with all the same powers. And he got those powers because he bonded with Spider-Man first.
Yeah.
And so every symbiote sort of takes on a part of Spider-Man.
But this is Venom with a gun. This is this is actually a soldier Venom.
Yeah.
But that's the Flash Gordon character, right? What's his name?
Yeah. That should be Agent Venom.
Agent Venom. I don't know how you guys are doing this. Dwight, Ray Day, I don't know. With this many characters in this, because I'll be honest, before I knew we were going to talk about this tonight. So I actually watched a few YouTube videos on like the history of Venom and the amount of just craziness that like Venom, it's like apparently a symbiote after every generation can have they're asexual, but they can like have a kid. And that's how Carnage was made. And yet they took some of this, and that's how they got like, you have so many characters here. Like, how in the world, how is this? I don't know. How are you doing this? How's this going to work? I have no idea, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see, because one thing Dwight does extremely well is I like the way he can tell a story within a pin and really bring in different moments and what. So I'm very excited to see how you progress or do this. I have no idea where you'd even start with this. But yeah, this is going to be, there's more Spider-Man, that's more Venom.
And I'm
Carnage.
finding out as I
That
go
guy.
through my pinball career, I'm finding out how much theme matters to me. And so there's only probably two themes above this for me. So this was like a top three, and getting a dream theme, I think for any pinball fan, is just kind of this euphoric state where you're like, yes, I get to have an experience, a story of my favorite IP and license. And that was sort of with AIQ for me. And it's sort of opposite with Godzilla. The gameplay brought me into Godzilla. Obviously, Elwyn is great at what he does, but AIQ was just, it's the Infinity Saga. It's Thanos. It's a favorite character of mine. So, kudos to the teams that bring us these themes.
Ray said, working with Dwight, I can bring assurance firsthand how much passion and attention to detail happens in making these things with a heart. Awesome. Who's this dude? This is a weird. Hey, look, is this one of the? You said something about a dragon earlier. Who's this guy?
That might be a Riot. I can't tell if it's Grendel or Beowulf. That'd be great. But again, Null, God of the Symbiotes, and then you've got Carnage,
with his
Right, he looks
Nick
bad.
children. Yeah, there's the Carnage. The Carnage. When you see him in the cartoon in the '90s, it's great because they sort of did more violent fights. He comes out, his hand becomes like this giant axe. He shoots those tendrils
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Venom did, but it's more. He's just obviously a serial killer, but it's more violent, and it's what makes him a great villain.
Dwight did
So
say earlier. Well, he said the two drag. Maybe he was just filling you in on the lore, but he did say Grendel. So I don't.
yeah, if it's Grendel, that's great because that was I don't remember when they introduced Grendel, but it was I believe during what was the series? But I know when they talk more about Null, they brought in his sort of badass dragons.
What are people's overall thoughts of the art?
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy Zombie Yeti's on it. I'm happy Zombie Yeti's on it because it gives it that comic look. The last movie of Venom was kind of like the last Thor, where it was more humor based. I still enjoyed it because it's got the characters I love. Is it the greatest thing? No. It's like Spider-Man 3. I still enjoyed it. I know a lot of people didn't for good reason, but it had Venom, so I was like super happy about it, even if it was Topher Grace. But this just looks like it fits perfectly. So I'm happy they're doing the same AIQ style comic.
So that's
but
awesome.
What does Shawn and George think?
Hopefully the sound and audio package are better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
I don't hide my disdain for the sound and audio package on AIQ. Everybody knows how I feel about that.
Yeah. What's up, George? What are your thoughts?
Art looks fantastic. It's Zombie Yeti. He's going to knock it out of the park. If there's anybody that can do a Stern pinball machine based on Todd McFarlane's artwork and make it not only his own but also do Todd justice, it's Zombie Yeti.
Yeah. The sound package is amazing, is what Dwight said. That's super encouraging to hear because I will say the more that I've played pinball, and especially when you're streaming pinball and you play the same game for 2 hours straight, the first thing that becomes grating or annoying is sound. Like if there are call outs that you hear too much or music that you hear that just sucks, like I hate turning down a pin to keep playing it. I don't know. Like the sound really is what can really draw me in to a game or also like completely get me out of it. So I'm excited to hear the sound package for sure. I'll be curious to hear. Yeah, I have no idea. In a perfect world, Hadi, I mean, this is your realm. Would you want him to get, because like Deadpool, they got the voice actor who did Deadpool in one of the in one of the shows or something? Like, is there a voice actor that comes to your mind that you'd?
For me, it would be the '90s cartoon voice actor. I don't remember who it is. My biggest questions on this are animation. Are we getting Foo Fighters animations, or are we getting the still animations like AIQ?
Okay.
I could go with both. I'm not gonna complain about a fucking Venom pin because the fact that it exists is more than enough for me.
Yeah.
But also, art-wise, I think Zombie Yeti obviously is up there for me. It would be cool if we got like maybe if Todd McFarlane did sort of a part of the play field, or there was a special edition back glass you could buy. Again, I'm going to be totally happy with what we get. In a perfect world, I get a Maximum Carnage pin because it has Spider-Man and Venom teaming up, but a Venom's Focus pin is kind of. It's almost like 1A and 1B for me because you get all the other characters from the Venom lore. So your original question, 90s voice actor, but it's not going to be. If it had Tom Hardy, I wouldn't complain. But it's a great day to get confirmation of a dream theme. So again, thank you, Dwight. Thank you, Brian, Eddie, and Stern.
Dwight just said. And he said at you, I am most nervous with people like you. We have done stuff, in parentheses, with the license. Stuff we like, but I think huge fans like you will find one or more things we did make you scratch your head. So
I can put that to rest. I think ever since I got introduced to pinball or reintroduced at the beginning of the pandemic, there's a lot of stuff that makes you scratch your head, right? But I don't think I've ever had like a negative thought that said, this is not a good experience for me. I can play any pin and find something great in it. And if it brings a smile to my face or joy while I'm playing it, as a 42-year-old man at this, at this stage of his life, I'm happy. So I love pinball. I love every aspect of it. If there's something that like I wouldn't have done artistically or with the lore or story, it's never going to be a negative for me. It's just, a personal preference. But I'm getting a Venom pin. I can't really, I can't say anything that is going to, when it shows up in my house. I've been on Zach's list for a long time, for a couple years now.
Yeah.
I've asked Zach for a special number for a long time, and so there is a deep appreciation for it.
Dwight's,
I'm in on an LE. I'm in on an LE.
the
I've
LE
asked
is
for a
really
special-
nice, Dwight's saying.
I've asked for a special number on the LE. If you figure out what it is, Dwight, if you want to sign it anywhere, I'd love that.
What number would Hadi want? No, what Earth is Spider-Man? What number?
Huh?
What Earth is Spider-Man? Or what Earth is the normal Marvel universe? Is that the number? I was trying to think of what number you'd want.
Oh no, mine would be based on. I'll give you a hint. It would be based on comic issue.
Ah, got
Yeah,
it.
I'm assuming the Spider-Man comic where Venom is introduced.
It could be that.
Maybe.
It could be number 252, where the alien symbiote first comes.
That's awesome. Oh man, look, so I said what Spider-Man? Dwight's answer is which Spider-Man? He said 616, then he said 300. Dwight, can you answer this? Did you dive into Venom knowledge when you heard you were on this game, or did you know, like, were you in on Venom? Has Venom been like just a comic you've been into a long time? Like, I'm curious. Like, I know some of the stuff, like Ray said, like he gets put on a pin and then he just dives into the music or whatever. But I mean, it's pretty clear your stuff based off of all the stuff you're writing here in chat, which is pretty cool. This is awesome, man. This is exciting. I know for me, a dream theme was Turtles, and I got my game. I got Turtles. I freaking love it. I owned all the comics when they first came out. Dude, Hadi, Dwight is a super fan, man.
This is why I'm happy it got, obviously the rumors were Eddie and Dwight, and when you have, I don't know, there's that thought that you don't want to work on a property, like I think Elwin maybe said it in an interview, or that's what I heard. You don't want to work on something you love because you might not see it as objectively as creating something as great. But I think, I don't know if I buy into that mindset. I think when you're a super fan, you sort of give it that extra oomph, and kind of what other super fans and what the general public might want to see, because you're going to say, I'm going to leave this out because it's too deep of a cut.
Yeah.
And this is what the general public likes.
Well, I would guess, I know what you're saying, because I remember Elwin saying that, but you have a super fan on the code. So if anything, he knows if he's limited or has to take some liberty to make it work for pinball, like, Dwight cares. So he's gonna make whatever decision he feels is the best possible decision that they can do
next week
to make the best possible game.
Next week, I feel like when the trailer drops, it's just going to be nuts. Like when Foo Fighters came out, you had people that were like, I like Foo Fighters. They're a great band, but, as a theme.
Mm-hmm.
And then it comes out and it's like Dead Post. Super awesome kicker. Art is great. Animations with the Overlord. I feel, especially at Comic-Con, you're going to get the perfect crowd to reveal it to. You're going to have that awesome panel with, I forgot the guy's name, something like that, and Brian Eddy, and it's just going to be a knockout. It's going to be a great reveal. I'm excited, and September can't come soon enough.
Hey Jeff, I know you keep asking in chat if Dwight can talk about the main toy. He's not going to do that. I know that's like it's one thing for Dwight to kind of share his little thoughts on software, because that's his thing. I want to put it on him to reveal any of the hardware, because that's Brian Eddy. That's Brian Eddy. That he's the designer of the game. That's going to be, he's going to have an option to do that. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. The next trailer, I hope, is soon. He said in a few days. So I don't know if that means Friday. I don't know if that means, what is it, next Tuesday? When's Comic-Con start? What
The
day?
20th?
So Tuesday.
There's a preview
Zach,
night on Wednesday, and then the show
Yeah.
starts on Thursday.
Zach keeps pointing out that Brian Eddy is the rumored designer. When I interviewed George Gomez said on the podcast, the next game is Jack Danger and Tanyo, followed by Brian Eddy and Dwight.
And the panel reveal, the panel press release said it's Brian Eddy on the panel revealing how they brought Stern's next comic pin to life.
Yeah.
So I think we could.
So George, he wants. I think Zach wants us to start a new rumor. So we're gonna rumor it's a George Gomez pin. Oh, okay. Yeah. Dude, I'm excited. I will say, rumor wise, there is somebody on Pinside. No idea if he just made it all up, but he's saying, what was it? He said the layout is rumored to be a 4-ramp game. Most of the stuff pushed to the back, 2 flipper. I think he said something about like a vertical ball lock. I mean, I don't know. He could be making all this up, but I will not be at Comic-Con. Don't let Brian take all the credit. Is what Dwight said. That's awesome. If we look at just Brian Eddy, if we're going to speculate on potential layout, if we look at Brian Eddy games, every one of his games except for Shadow has been a 2 flipper game. So, and when you look at when Brian Eddy, as a designer, made Medieval Madness, which some people think is one of the greatest games of all time, Attack from Mars, one of the greatest games of all time, you can tell when he made Stranger Things, he kind of followed that formula. 2 flippers, fan layout. Some people, when Stranger Things was announced, they're like, this is freaking Attack from Mars 2.0. Mando has 3, sometimes 4. Okay, right. Yeah, I get what. Yeah. Thank you, Ray, for being here. Appreciate you, man. Thanks so much, bro. He said it with bro, dude. You're okay. Yeah. You're right. But when I'm thinking main layout, like that's it. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me if Brian Eddy continued with that type of formula. 2 flipper fan layout. It's approachable. It's very accessible to novice players. You can do a lot with that. So that wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. Do you guys have any I mean, it's just rumor, but I know I own Shadow. I freaking love Shadow. I'd love Shadow 2.0. Like I'd love a crazy layout like that. But I don't know. Do you guys care? I don't know. What are your thoughts on potential layout? What do you think Brian Eddy's going to do?
Somebody above mentioned reusing the Kiss tongue.
Yeah,
and
that would have been awesome.
that kind of excites me a little bit. If there was a way, some sort of lock a ball going up Venom's tongue, which I think is kind of iconic for the character in terms of artwork.
That's what I thought. I was hoping they'd kind of reuse that, and the ball like magnetizes on the tongue, or it eats it, and then it releases, like the sort of like a Simpsons couch-esque, like it just holds it there. Or, I don't know.
Well, that's another thing that Brian Eddy is known for. He's known for having some mech. Like, I know with Shadow, he had the whole upper playfield, the battlefield. Medieval Madness, he had that crazy castle. Attack from Mars, I mean, look at all the stuff that he does. I know he likes Bash Toys. Mando, he had a whole moving playfield in the upper right. There's gotta be something. There's gotta be something unique. Stranger Things, freaking Demogorgon plus the UV light kit. Nick C had asked in chat, is there any chance that they're going to have RGB lights on the side? So what he's talking about is expression lighting. I would love it. I would love it if every Stern game from here on out had expression lighting. Every single one. That would be incredible. But
you could almost do a UV sort of, because Venom has the darker colors. You could do a UV sort of approach.
Oh, if he brought the UV kit back?
Oh, like in UV expression lighting, where it just turns purple, and even the UV expression kit would be great too, because it's amazing on Stranger Things.
Well, Dwight isn't exactly known for his light shows, so I don't know if we want to give him more lights. I don't think he wants more light. No, if we give Dwight expression lighting, just imagine what that guy would do. Just imagine what that guy could do. I think I don't know. I loved seeing the UV ink in Stranger Things. I don't know if that's just a unique thing for that game. That would be pretty sick. I'll tell you right now, Zach, if you get a Venom and you unbox it you get one of the first ones, get your UV light kit out and just let us know if that reflects, or does something. But I don't know. There's only so much we can speculate on. I would assume Brian Eddy, there will be some sort of rather unique toy that I'm
Spinner-
excited to see what he does.
Spinner to jump ramp. If that rumor is true, I'm excited to
Oh
see
yeah,
what that is.
that was the other 4 ramps, and they said something about a jump ramp, which I'm curious if that would be kind of like Toy Story, where it pops out of the playfield and pops down, so it's only used at
Yeah,
certain times.
there's like a playfield in the back, maybe the spinner jump ramp hit the upper playfield or something like that.
I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm not. This is yeah. I know my son is stoked about Spider-Man. He loves Spider-Man. So when I told him there's a he's 3, but when I told him there's a Venom pinball machine coming out, he was that this will be fun. This will be fun to play.
My 7-year-old daughter, for some reason, for the second Venom movie, they created this face filter, and you can just choose whether you want to be Venom or Carnage. And she always just says to me, "Black is Venom, red is Carnage," and she just sits there and plays all day. So I'm raising them right, I guess.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I don't know, chat. Is there anything else? I don't know. What is the rumor? What is Dwight? What's the question?
Playfield rumor layout.
The playfield rumored layout was. I mean, I could pull it up. I have to pull it. I can't pull it up on. Do you have it Yeah, do you have it memorized? Go ahead, Hadi.
I can pull it.
Yep.
It's from the Discord. It was, let's see, where did I post it?
It was 2 flipper game fan layout.
Yeah, 2 flipper fan layout, 4 ramps, vertical ball lock that looks like it feeds from the back, looks like AIQ. Innovation spinner that leads to a jump ramp, open playfield packed in the back. 3 mini wizard modes, a captive ball target that leads the ball behind up a wire rail to something I couldn't see.
A captive ball target that leads a ball up. I don't know how that would work. 3 mini wizard modes seems low for Dwight. I feel like, I mean, he did that with Mando, and he did it very well. I enjoyed that you could focus on. Well, you still have a Mando, George. I don't know. I mean, how's that code? Maybe the lead software designers in chat and listening to every word you say. But what are your thoughts of the Mando code? I mean, and Turtles. You had Turtles a long time too.
Yeah. Mando is up there as one of my favorites for code. The progression is very simple. And what's great is on the playfield, the playfield actually shows you how you're progressing. That's actually, as much as I love Jurassic Park, one of my frustrations is that the playfield really only shows you progress towards oh my God, what's it called?
Paddocks.
Visitor Center. It doesn't show you progress towards Museum Mayhem or a secure control room. So you get all of that right in the center for Mando, and it's easy. It makes sense. You've got 5 different episodes that you've got to complete. You've got your 3 different multi-balls you have to go through, and then you've got your encounters on the upper playfield. And I can't stress enough, the premium in LE is very enjoyable on Mando.
Yeah.
It turns a game that feels occasionally wood choppy in that upper playfield into something that's a lot more fun across the board.
It's the upper playfield on the premium LE is doable. Like it's a lot more accessible. I know when I had the Pro, having to nudge it to get the ball over to the right flipper, it actually feels like you have a tiny bit of control, even though the playfield up there is a lot more chaotic. But no, that's the only negative. This is me whining, but this is my only negative of being able to stream pins really early on is sometimes they have to leave before the code is finished. And to see how games evolve, I mean, Bond's a perfect example. The Bond code is really coming along well. Mando left before I think it really got fleshed out and dialed into to the level it's at right now. So inserts, though, if we once again think about Brian Eddy, he has all those inserts which explain the game really well in Mando. Because the inserts, that's not done by the coders. That's the designer, like telling what. I mean, he's the one deciding what the inserts are going to be, and I think the coders have to react. Well, I'm assuming it's a group effort, but
I think they work together on that, don't they?
Yeah, I think there's probably some give and take there for sure. Because I don't know. I remember in an interview recently, like Jack Danger's like, well, I knew I wanted a lightning bolt, and it's okay. It's not. We both decide. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So my guess would be, I mean, you look at Stranger Things. Very clear to know your progression. I mean, there's an insert for every single mode. There's an insert for the 5 different things you have to do to get through the game. Attack from Mars has inserts for your progression and on shots. Metallic, I don't know. I would assume Brian Eddy has no problem communicating via inserts what's going on in the game. So that should be exciting for sure. It isn't that Star Wars. What I don't know.
Star Wars is another game that shows you progression through the center of the playfield.
Dwight said, Brian and I are a great team. He's very collaborative on all fronts. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, I'm pumped, man. I don't know what else to say. There's so little to go off of. We have a 10-minute video or 10-second video. So it's just pure speculation at this point. But man, if Ray's on code,
Yeah.
man,
George, what are you looking for in if it's, I mean, obviously if you had your choice. I know you're a Spawn guy too, but what are you looking for in this pin? I'm always curious to hear another fan's take.
Great artwork. Honestly, it was you who were so excited when rumors first started months ago, and that you were in on the LE. You got me excited about it, so I followed suit. So similarly, I'm in on an LE, and I want it to be gorgeous. It's Brian Eddy, so I'm not worried about it being fun. I love shooting Mando. I feel like Mando gets a lot of crap, but it's the layout. Once switching from a pro to a premium, I've come to really, really enjoy that game. And then knowing Dwight's on the rules, and I'm not just saying that because Dwight's in the chat, but knowing Dwight is on the rules, I know we're going to get some great mini wizard modes that likely have phases, or it's more than just getting you. We're going to be celebrated for achieving something in the game, which always makes me feel fantastic. When I make progress, I want there to be something significant. And I also know that there's a lot of competitive players in the chat. Scoring doesn't really do much for me and hasn't historically. Who knows if it will be that way in the future? Maybe things change and I focus on competitive, but I enjoy the heck out of progression in most of these games. So I'd be looking for the kind of depth that we've come to appreciate and expect from Dwight and gang.
I 100% agree. I still own Turtles. I'm a big fan of Turtles. The game's hard. That's on John Borg. The game's hard, but the layout, I mean, once you find the shots, the way that you can work through the game, and Dwight building in multiple different moments, and then even the other stuff that he threw in the game, with half shell challenge and co-op mode and picking a turtle and how that affects your gameplay. I don't know. Turtles is not going anywhere. That's my dream team, and I'm really, really happy with it, and how it works. And I don't know. This is a game I'm getting more and more excited about. Definitely more and more excited about. Somebody in chat did say, that's actually, somebody's just said Venom interactive topper. If we think about that, Brian Eddy's topper on Stranger Things was pretty sick. And then, I mean, the topper Mando has set a bar for how crazy a topper can get. And Dwight really knocked that one out of the park. So I bet it's pretty I think I could say pretty confidently there's a good chance the topper on this game is going to be pretty awesome. It's a good team for it.
Here's the funny question. Sorry, there's a mosquito. If the premium is usually the bad guy artwork, what are they doing with Venom?
Oh man. I think the art, Hadi's going to get an LE, but then he's going to probably buy both other translites.
I'm going to put the Domino's translite in my bed.
I think the LE powder coating has to be some sort of black, right?
Yeah,
I would love black with a sparkle or something.
Yeah, I feel like you have to have the Venom tongue somehow. The Black Knight topper talking trash. Someone mentioned Venom talking to, maybe, I don't know, they're talking about figurines for Foo Fighters.
Well,
there's so many characters in this pin. You could also have them interact sort of like AIQ's gems lighting up. There's just a lot of things you could do.
Dwight in chat saying we are thinking about topping the Mando topper. So sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Then I don't know. Yeah, that's awesome. Somebody in chat said, is there another 4-flipper game? Is there not 4-flipper, 4-ramp game that they can think of? I do know Cactus Canyon. I was surprised they squeezed 3 ramps, but it doesn't feel like a crowded playfield. So if we
Doesn't
look,
Scooby have like 17 ramps?
well, no, they have all the horseshoes. It's all the
Well,
that's
habit trail.
it's all the horseshoes. So this is Cactus Canyon, which there's you normally have a left ramp and a right ramp. That's pretty common. But instead of having a right orbit, this actually squiggles around real quick and
Fishtail?
feeds that ramp, and then there's a middle ramp. So to squeeze a fourth one in, especially unless they count the fourth ramp as the jump ramp, which they're rumored ramps. We don't know. We don't know anything. This is some random guy on Pinside said there's rumored 4 ramps. We don't know. So I think you could squeeze it in without it being dumb. AIQ has 3 ramps. We're still searching for a 4-ramp game. I know Stranger Things. Stranger Things there are 2 ramps. There's a left ramp and a right ramp, but then the left orbit actually goes up technically and then comes down. So that I think counts as a ramp because it does elevate the ball. So it wouldn't be unheard of to do a 4 ramp game. ID4 is that what's that?
Independence Day.
Independence Day that has 4 ramps. Stranger has 3. How many's in Foo? Foo has.
Oh, Foo, if you count the little launch
little
ramp
jump
that does
for
the
the left,
weird
yeah.
thing, that's 4.
Dwight's saying Mando has 4 if you count the 180 scoop as a ramp.
Oh, on the premium.
Yeah, okay.
1, 2, 3. And yeah, actually the middle one does elevate it for a bit and then it drops it back down.
Yeah.
So that also, I would say Foo and Mando technically are 4.
Foo, what the little from the left orbit? Yeah. What else we have? Tron? Does Tron have? You had a Tron.
1,
Star Trek
2.
has 3 ramps, but it also has 3 flippers.
How many does No Fear have? No Fear has what, like 18 ramps? No Fear. I know it has the jump ramp up top. Yeah.
Bonsai Run.
Bonsai. Well, right. I don't know. That's a good question. But is it? I mean, I think you could do it. I mean, obviously, the fear with any sort of playfield layout or playfield design is you don't want to squeeze in too many shots. You don't want to squeeze in too many that now you have a clunky layout. But at the same time, you want to make sure every shot feels fun or unique. But yeah, Led Zeppelin still get no love, even in an arbitrary number of ramps competition. Ray, what do you mean? Is there 4 ramps in Led Zeppelin? Are we?
I don't even know what Led Zeppelin looks like.
Led Zeppelin center ramp, your ramp side flipper ramp. What is it? Led Zeppelin ramp, which is the left center ramp, your ramp, and then you have the upper flipper, and there is a right. He is right, yeah, because the left ramp, and then there's the middle ramp, and then there's a ramp that you can hit on a premium or LE from the upper flipper, and then the ramp on the right. So it's too bad that code sucked, right, on Zeppelin. The airport ramps.
But another game with a multitude of characters or houses is Game of Thrones. So that gives me more confidence in this being coded well. With Game of Thrones is just a phenomenal pin, especially the Pro.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get some love like that too.
Yeah. What do we? Action button. Okay, Hadi. What are you going to use the action button for?
Oh, action button.
Yeah.
Super mode your guy. If you are playing as a regular character, maybe you're playing as a team up character like Wolverine, Hulk, and then you venomize them. Hit the action button, venomize them. Give me something like a playfield multiplier like Batman or like Bond. I'm happy with it. Maybe it's a free ball save, or maybe it's just whatever person you have, they have a special power. Like the action button would be ball save for Venom. Maybe 2x scoring for a limited time for...
Dwight said, ooh, we are doing something new with the action button.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh.
Doing something new. Okay, let's take it apart, chat. What would be new? What can't it be then? So we're not bashing that thing for TIE Fighter, your TIE fighters. We're not doing that.
Game of Thrones had the house power, so
we're not moving a glider for turtles.
We're not a diverter.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Godzilla was at a ball, right?
Yeah, push and hold was Godzilla. Oh, no, it was that, but it was also the atomic breath, and then Mando was the flamethrower. So no
Yeah.
spot shots. So it's not like we're gonna do. We're not doing like
What
foo
was
with the
Elvira, Shawn?
ray. What can you?
Did Elvira have a? Shawn, do you know?
Elvira have an
Elvira
action
is
button?
just the ray gun, yeah.
Ray gun. Okay.
Maybe
And
the
then
action button controls the jump ramp.
Oh, that would be new.
Ooh.
Use the button to actually control a mech. I mean, that would be the glider in Turtles, but that's not. But our jump ramp's totally different. What if the jump ramp shot was a shot that is a multiplier type shot? So when you're ready to cash out, you have to hit the button. It shoots the jump ramp up. You have to hit that shot to engage it, and then you can cash. I don't know. Video mode.
Let me
Is
ask you-
what somebody's saying. Go ahead.
Let me ask you guys, in Shadow, does Shadow have 2 ramps or 4 ramps?
Oh, well, with the diverter.
It has
Yeah.
2 ramps with 4 exits.
Iron Bank. Wait, no. What is Dwight just said? Iron Bank in all caps. What's it?
That's from.
That's a Game of Thrones reference.
But what does it mean?
that's
Dwight's
how you
talking in
delete your-
code. What do we got? Yeah.
Maybe you could. Maybe you get to change your.
There's diverters in
character.
this game.
Maybe like if you get to pick from 4 to 6 at the beginning, maybe you get to change who you are, and it opens up the whole game in a different style.
I'm telling you right now, the Shadow mechanical diverters are so freaking awesome. If there's diverters in this game and you can use the action button to flip between them,
Or like chat says, maybe you can change to your team up character, like in Deadpool. Like you could be Venom Hulk, Venom Venom Wolverine.
or it'll be like a fighting game where, you know, some of these games where you actually select multiple characters when you start to fight and you're you know, you want to swap out to your other character to come in and play.
We had a video mode in a while.
Was Star Wars the last video mode?
The TIE Fighters.
Where's
Or no,
Chuck?
the-
Yeah.
Symbiote Foundry.
Asteroid Field.
Action button swaps the symbiote out. Change objectives. Maybe go from good to bad. That would be kind of crazy.
That's a great one.
In Turtles, I really wanted to capture the shadow magic, and I failed to pull it off. Dude, Dwight, that's not on you, man. That's not on you. That diverter, I mean, has been a hard time. It's not particularly fast. That's the thing about the shadow diverters, man. They're just they're so snappy, and that's where you could combo. So, diverters need, yeah. If you're gonna, that's the other thing about a diverter is having the button right next to the flipper button. You're inclined to use it more. I don't, George. You had the LE or whatever. Was it LE or Premium Turtles? I don't remember. But how often were you using the button to change the glider?
Premium all the time.
Oh,
Constantly to
Okay.
try and line up the next shot. Now, I mean, that was on a day where I could actually remember to adjust it
Yeah.
to get it back. Like what kind of made it difficult to want to change it often is I almost always wanted the ball back on my right flipper.
okay.
Rarely did I ever feel the need to have it come back to the left, but it was there when I needed
Yeah.
it.
That's what Ray
Also-
just said. Is strong left
Oh.
flipper to the diverter, super nice to backhand the left ramp to get it to the right flipper.
Ah,
Well, I'm sorry, I interrupted your thought.
I'm trying to remember where it was. Oh, so somebody mentioned using the button to undo the symbiote, which is kind of interesting because all of the symbiotes have are susceptible to a certain frequency and fire. I wonder if you get some sort of a benefit for wearing the symbiote and there's an opportunity with the button to maybe take that away and avoid taking extra damage or something like that. I'm imagining almost something like Jersey Jack's Dialed In when the flipper gets attacked and you lose the ability to control that flipper that gets attacked. You might be able to avoid experiencing any of that pain from one of the, I believe it's 2 major things that symbiotes are susceptible to.
So like a timing thing, like you see it's coming
Yeah.
and you gotta, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Man, they could do
That's a
so
good
much.
idea.
They could do so much, but he said they're doing something new. Has the action button on the apron control a magnet yet? Yeah, that was Black Knight Sword of Rage. That was the
Magnet
magnet grab. But I'm
The
curious
flippers
if
sort
it's
of control the magnet on Mando
yeah.
Premium.
Yeah. I don't know, man. What would be something? Yeah. What would be something unique? Ah, that's exciting. The hype train is real. I'm trying to think of what else it could be.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to think of what else. So we have a team up of Dwight and Ray. So Ray's going to bring in, and this is just this is your honest. I know Dwight. I love Dwight, and Dwight. Anytime that I've talked to him, he said, "I want 1,000% honesty." Like he genuinely wants honesty, and we know that the Venom action button retrieves a beer from the fridge. Perfect. We know that some of the feedback from Turtles was scoring. People didn't like the low scoring, and people didn't like. They felt the game was somewhat unbalanced, at least early on when it came out. So what is exciting, and I think that will calm the naysayers quickly, is now that they know that Ray Day's on the game, I can pretty confidently say that there's no way that Ray is going to allow there to be a scoring unbalance in a game that he's a part of. As a tournament player, top 5 player in the world, he's going to take the balancing of this game and the scoring that's in this game very seriously. So I'm excited about that for sure. Yeah, Corey is my number one wingman. Who is Corey? I don't know who Corey is.
Obviously, I don't know what part Ray Day is on, but getting the experience on Rush of making it through each of the modes, and each mode being its own kind of unique experience, the just wild craziness of the 2 mini wizard modes, and then making it to 2112, that goes to like Rush. After that is my very close number 2 to Jurassic Park. So knowing that Ray Day is not only on Foo, which is sitting over here to my right, but is on Venom, is wildly exciting. I'm hoping for that same kind of addition there.
That's awesome. Corey Stupp, is he a coder dude? I don't know this name. I feel bad. Is he a coder dude? That's a really lame way to ask that question. Does he do software or code for Stern? Is he a coder dude? Well, I don't know. Hadi, is there anything you just need to let out? Am I messing? I don't want to feel like I'm holding you back. Is there anything else that you?
No, I've said my piece. I hope everybody gives the Venom lore a chance. Go into it with an open mind. I know people might say, "Oh, we've got too many comic book pins, we've got too many band pins," but pinball's fun. It's a great hobby. I'm glad I've got introduced to it. Give this one a chance. Go play it on site. According to the schedule, it's mid to late August for operators. Enjoy it. Read into as much lore as you want. If you want to start anywhere, start with the 90s Spider-Man cartoon if you're an 80s kid like me. And we've got some great coders, great designers on it. I'm really happy with what's coming out, supposedly. We'll see it when it gets here soon, and I'm really happy they're releasing it at Comic-Con. Perfect crowd to reveal it to, and thank you, Stern, for giving me a dream theme. There's a lot of crud you have to deal with in life, and pinball's a great distraction, so thank you.
Yeah, man. It's so Corey, apparently he's the main software support for years. So awesome. So we got Corey, Dwight, Ray on this. So yeah, just to round it up. So what do we know? So anybody says, what are they doing on animations? I'm curious about this. The only thing I can think of in my mind, you have essentially hand-drawn animations that were then colorized. That was in Foo. Awesome. Incredible. Awesome. You have movie clips. Not going to happen. There's no way. This is a comic book pin. Mm-hmm. So is there a current like some sort of animated show or something they could potentially pull clips from? I don't know, but that does lead you to the potential of what they did in Avengers, which was they were given assets. They did some of the still type animations. No idea. I love whoever did Deadpool. The Deadpool animations were actually 3D renders that then were like filtered in a way to look pixelated. Or we go the route of Turtles, which is like straight up 3D animation in some way. That's the realm we're in. Do you have a preference, Hadi? I mean, if or any of you guys, in a perfect world, what would they do? What would they do for animations?
I'll let the other guys talk. Talk to them.
Whatever it is, Dwight says they're off the charts. So
I know
it's
to do like anything we've already seen.
Oh, you did say that. I know it sounded like a broken record, but the LCD art is off the charts. Awesome. Calm down, Hadi. Dude, that's awesome. Awesome.
There was a series of comic book DVDs that came out in the early 2000s, and it was great. That's actually how I went through the Wolverine Origins comic series. And it was animated versions of the physical comic books. And what they did was they kind of zoomed in on frame by frame, moved like left to right, and then they'd zoom out and show you the 3 different frames and sometimes rotate and show you then the entire page. But what was great is when they zoomed in and showed you an individual frame, you not only got the artwork, but they always animated something very small.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of love that. So it might be this the actual and I ended up buying, it's like a 7 comic series, so I have the Wolverine Origins just because the artwork was so fantastic. But it was a scene where it was dark, there was silhouettes of some people looking out the window, and they animated the rain. So if we have like the actual artwork, or we have just those assets, and if there was a way to animate maybe some small portion, so that way there's movement on the screen without actually having to pay for real animations, I'd be very happy with that.
I don't know, man. Apparently they're off the charts. So I will tell you, I'm more excited about this pin after this stream than I was before, and I'm excited. Like, I'm excited. This is definitely something. So what I was going to say to round it up, what do we know, or what don't we? Well, let's speculate. What don't we know? Well, what do we know? Dwight Sullivan's on this, so it's going to have some awesome storytelling. It's going to have some awesome moments. It's going to have some awesome light shows. Ray Day's on it. Thank you, Dwight, for spilling the beans on that. Appreciate that. I'm disappointed. No. If Ray's on this, that means we know it's going to have some awesome scoring options, some nice balanced scoring. I think the tournament players just perked up now that they heard that Ray Day's on this. That's awesome. That's just code. We obviously know. Yeah, well done, Hadi. We obviously know. We know it's Zombie Eddie art. We've already seen that, so we know the pin's going to look gorgeous. There's no doubt that this game in a track mode between Dwight's light shows and Zombie Eddie art is going to look awesome. Dwight said earlier in the chat that the LE looks sick, so that's exciting. The topper, apparently they're trying to outdo the Mando topper, so the topper is going to be pretty awesome. And then it's Brian Eddy, so I think it's going to be it'll be a good shooter. It's going to be accessible, would be my guess. Yeah, and there'll probably be some cool mech. There'll be some cool mech, and that's what Brian Eddy does. I don't. Did I miss anything? Is that? I mean, from the rumors and everything that I'm saying, you think that's fair? Do you think I've described it potentially well?
And they're going to have a panel next week at Comic-Con. Hopefully we get to see a recording of that if it's not live, with Brian Eddy, the CEO of Stern Pinball. And
well, you'll be there, right, Hadi?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm already.
You're already there.
Set up. I'm picking up chairs right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You'll be there on Wednesday for the preview night.
Exactly. Yeah. But again, to that point about Ray Day being on it, it's great for hopeful tourney players like myself. I'm glad to hear that, because I'm starting to appreciate more and more the nuances of figuring out stacks, where to go, and so that'll be cool.
Dwight's saying if scoring or anything is bad, it's my fault. Man, don't put that on you. I'm a fan of blaming Ray. When in doubt, blame Ray. If there's anything wrong in Fu, Ray. It's Ray's fault. But it's not poor design. It's not Tanya's code. It's Ray's code. That's what I default to. That's what I like. But no, Ray, Dwight, I do appreciate. I mean, I know how passionate you are about your games. I know how much you genuinely care about your games and how much you genuinely want everybody that plays them to love them. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you do with this. So it sounds like worst case scenario, Tuesday. Tuesdays would be when we start to see stuff. Stern sometimes does their trailers on a Friday? I mean, maybe. But otherwise, Tuesday. It looks like we might have to wait till Tuesday.
Blurry leaked images on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything. Like Bond. Yeah, I mean, it could be like Bond. It's at another festival/convention.
Well, if you're going to be there to help unbox it, Hadi, or take any Stern employee, take away Hadi's phone, whatever.
I will respect Dwight and company's wishes to wait until it's officially revealed.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, I think we can wrap it up. I will say, I know it is Well, Dwight's saying here, you have not really seen the art and it's not yellow. Awesome. Awesome. I know hopefully I'll get one early on to stream. Hadi, you're welcome. You're welcome to come. I'll pick you up from the
Super
airport.
jealous.
You can come play it with me, man. It'll be great. George, the invite's there too. Shawn, anybody that wants to come play it on stream, that would be a great time. But I do know I have actually had Dwight on stream before. He talked when I did Mando. He talked me through the rules. I've had Ray on twice. I'm surprised if he comes back because I know I frustrate him with my skill level. But hopefully we'll get Ray or Dwight or somebody on stream to walk us through this. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. So next week, I might do another chatting stream, just kind of a reaction stream to this. And maybe we'd even get lucky. I have no idea what Stern's policy is, but maybe we get lucky and have Dwight or Ray on as early as next week to probably talk about the game. I don't know. I don't know how exactly that would work, but this is exciting. This is exciting news for sure. I would love to come chat with anyone on stream. Dwight, you're always welcome here, man. That's exciting. And then Zach's saying, let's find a way to visit New York Factory and take one home. Sounds like a plan. Well, let's wrap it up. We'll go around, plug it up. Really, the floor is yours. Go ahead, George.
My name is George. I stream once again when my equipment is functional. Sorry for making us a minute late there.
How dare you?
On Don't Panic Flip on Twitch. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, really late at night. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There on Discord, there's a website, which is don'tpanicflip.com, and then the standard socials. So that's it for me. Thanks for having me on, Joel.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad you're here. Hadi. I don't know. I wish you would have worn a heart rate monitor. The stream, like some streamers wear that while they, and somebody did. You have one?
I do use it on my stream when I do. I used to do Wizard Mode Wednesdays, and the best was when I was playing Circus Voltaire and I got to the final stage. My heart rate was like 136, 150 because I couldn't take it.
Somebody in chat earlier said we need a reveal stream trailer reaction video from you. So
okay, I will.
You need to put the heart rate monitor on.
I will hold off on watching it. I'll probably be in the office, but I will hold off on watching it until I get home and record it.
Dude, you do it, man. I can't. That's awesome, man. Grown man, you're gonna be just. I'm excited for you. So go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you. Plug away.
Okay. I'm Hadi in Frisco Pinball. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/Frisco Pinball. We've got a few Sterns. I've got a new Old Valley title. I started doing started pinball with virtual pinball. It really got me into the hobby, and I'm excited for Venom. As you can tell, I want to give a shout out to myself for becoming the grand champion at about 66.
Division B, baby.
I'm slowly becoming a better tournament player, so I love all things pinball. You can check me out. I haven't streamed in a while. I will stream again soon. Obviously, I'll be streaming Venom. But I've got Stranger Things here. I'm hoping to have that up and running again. It's not broken, just adding some stuff. And yeah,
and you have a new pin.
Zach.
Yeah.
Yes, and showing the new pin. Shout out to Zach. Thank you for putting me on the Venom list for so long and securing an LE for me. For all your pinball needs, check out Flippin' Out Pinball. Zach and Nicole, best customer service in the continental United States.
Absolutely. They suck outside of that, but inside the U.S., they are no. Thank you so much, Hadi. You had to be here. You had to be here. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Of course.
Shawn, go for it, man.
Folks, I'm Shawn, and you can find me on Pride Pinball on Twitch on Wednesday and Friday nights at 8 p.m., except tonight. And you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook at Pride Pinball, and YouTube. Yeah. So check that out, and have no fear by a centaur.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm glad you're on here. I had asked a very simple question in the TPN Discord, which was all I asked was like, "Hey, Shawn, you've had Fathom for a while. What do you think?" And he wrote a novel. So
I asked you if you wanted the short answer or the long answer.
You gave it to me. Yeah, and
I gave you both.
Yes, and it's great. I'm glad. That's really exciting to hear that that what you got from Haggis exceeded your expectations. I'm glad you like your game. And
blown away,
which is awesome. And I don't know where they're still finishing up Fathoms. There might be a chance, I'm making this up right now, there might be a chance Zach might still have, because I think he ordered a few. So if Fathom is on your radar, reach out to Zach and Flippin' Out. He might have one. Otherwise, if you're into Centaur, at least at the beginning of the stream, you had 4 left. So if Centaur piques your interest, reach out to Zach and Nicole at Flipping Out, and hopefully he can take care of you there. And yeah, thank you so much for Shawn for being here tonight. That's awesome.
Thank you for having me on.
For sure. And my name is Joel. This is the Flipping Out stream. I try to do this every Wednesday from 10 to midnight. I'm guessing, yeah, based on, we'll probably do another chatting stream next week. It should be a good time. That'll be a good time for sure. But obviously gameplay stuff. We've been doing some Foo. We've been doing some Godfather. And then I did interview Keith Elwin last Friday. That was a fun interview. That video is up on the Flipping Out YouTube channel. You should check that out. And yeah, make sure you guys try to come back next week. Otherwise, if you're watching this after the fact, like, subscribe, all the things. Smash that like button, all that cheesy stuff. Comment. Tell us everything. But thank you so much for chat. Obviously, awesome chat tonight. For Dwight to be here, it was incredible. For Ray to be here to answer some questions is just awesome. So thank you so much. And yeah, everybody have a great night. Normally I say go over to Twitch, find Hadi if he's streaming or something. But see who's streaming. If anybody from TPN streaming, check out their stream. Otherwise, yeah, have a great night, and we will hopefully see you guys next week. All right.
Good night.